June is almost here, so it's time for another budget calendar. This one is going to be a little different because we have some question mark due dates because we have no idea when the due date is, but we don't want to forget that we have to pay it this month. So yeah,
This is giving flashbacks to World of Warcraft with those question mark bosses. You don't even know what level they are. But never mind that. We're on a calendar. This is the real world.
correct. And some of these things are real in this world. However, they do not have real due dates as of yet. So you'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're going to start with pay, right? So we got his pay, her pay. Wait, I don't normally write this in erasable ink. The erasable pen it's like thicker.
Also, isn't it color coded?
Well, it's going to be color coded after I highlight it.
Yeah.
But we're just going to start with regular pen here. Okay, so his pay, yeah, because the erasable ink, like I like it, but it writes thicker, so it's harder to write neater, smaller. Anyway, so his pay, her pay, and then we're going to do that again for the 13th. His pay, her pay. And we do not actually get paid on the same days. I just delay my pay by a week to match with his because it's easier that way. And also, you're not my real mom. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so his pay, her pay. And then we have every Friday is kid copay. And I just want to get that out of the way since it's every week. Even though they don't always charge on Fridays, but it's usually either Friday or Saturday. Kid copay. Okay. And I really like doing this on the calendar because it helps keep track of like when things are due so you don't miss things, which is phenomenal. And if you see here, I have this bill tracker. Can you tell? Yeah. So this bill tracker I got from the Budget Mom. And she has a free version on her website. This is from the printable budget worksheet, budget workbook that I got a couple years ago. But it's kind of the same thing as the one she has on her website. It's just a slightly different design. But I really like this to keep track of due dates and amounts. And I skipped rent because we're not paying rent June 1st. We just moved. And our first mortgage payment is due July 1st. So we don't have rent or mortgage on June 1st, which is phenomenal because we're essentially like bleeding money right now. Mm-hmm. But on the 1st, we do have kid insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Kid insurance is due. And then on the 5th, oh, wait, did you cancel our old internet?
The AT&T?
Yeah.
I think so, but the fact that I'm not sure does not bode well.
Okay. So let's let's double check internet. Normally our internet is due on the 5th, but we moved and our internet at the old place was trash. So we switched back to our old internet company with a promotional amount. So it's going to be roughly $55. I think it's $55 plus tax or something like that for the first 5 years. So we're going to be paying less for internet for 5 years and then it's going to skyrocket because of course it is. But for this 5 years, it matters. So don't know what that new due date is going to be. So just putting it here.
They'll let us know.
Yeah. So we might end up paying twice this month for internet and twice this month for utilities.
Ooh.
So not great. It's an adventure, y'all. Moving is an adventure. But anyway, next. S&M Collections. S&M. we're putting it's due on the 7th, but they can take it out anywhere between the 7th and like the 18th or something. I don't know. They do whatever they want. But it's due on the 7th. And then the heating bill is also a variable due date kind of situation. They take it out when they want to. And also now we have multiple heating bills because there's our tenancy ends on the 31st at our old place, at May 31st at our old place. But it started May 5th at our new place. So like there's going to be overlapping utilities.
Which
I don't know.
Reminds me, I need to call in and schedule for them to cut it off on the 5th or 6th? There's a great, or just on the 1st?
On the 1st, because our tenancy ended May 31st. So yeah, we're not paying extra days.
Yep.
Just be sure that you end the correct account because you have multiple on your login. Okay. And then also on the 20th is student loans. And then on the 25th is electric, which again, there's multiple accounts now because we're overlapping where we're living. So don't know how that's going to go either. I don't know if it's going to be the same due date or we're going to mix it up. It's, we're playing it by ear for the next like month or two. It's yeah. And then we come to my bills. So I have YouTube Premium Family that's due on the 1st. And then Netflix also due on the 1st. And then Fabulous, which is an app that we use to manage yield ADHD. Fabulous on the 2nd, and Car Wash is on the 29th. So it is not going to be on this month at all because the 29th is before the beginning of this month's pay period cycle and after this month's pay period cycle. So there's not going to be a car wash payment. And let's see if we have any subscriptions coming out. So we go from April to July. So no, there's no... Oh, wait. Oh, I need to change the date. Oh, no, that is right. I already paid in May for car insurance. That's not due again until November. So yeah, we don't have any subscriptions due this month. Oh, wow. Is that it? Oh, no, we have to put the question marks in. So question marks are going in this bottom corner here because we don't know when they're due. We just don't want to forget about them. So we have flooring. Our flooring is on a 12-month interest-free situation, but we haven't had a statement yet. We don't have a due date yet, so we don't know. We know the total that's due, and then we can divide by 12 and figure out how to pay it in time.
Actually, I was thinking a moment ago, to make sure that we completely avoid the cutoff for switching into super interest, how about we cut it into 11 parts and pay that over the next 11 months so that there's zero chance of hitting that date?
Yes, that can work.
Okay. Sorry for the pivot.
Yes, yes. How do I put this? So because we work on a paycheck cycle, our months, aside from the 3 paycheck month, our months are less than 30 days. So as long as I pay it within every paycheck month, then it'll be before 12 months is up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always thinking that, Bo.
So I'm not actually concerned about that. And also they will put on the statement when it's actually like when the promotional period's over. Like they'll have the exact date on there. So we can keep that in mind as well. But yeah, so flooring and locksmith, which is not going to be like a monthly bill. The flooring is because it's a 12-month promotional thing. But the locksmith is just it's a 2-time payment. So first we put the deposit in, that was $1,000. And then we owe an additional $4,443 and some change. So I just rounded up to 4444. And that is due when they when they perform the service, but we don't have a date yet for that. So it's going to be this month in theory, I guess. So I'm just putting it down here. And then plumber is the last question mark because the plumber had to order parts to complete the work that he's doing. So we don't know when it's going to happen, but presumably it's in the next month. We shall see what happens. Just don't want to forget those 3 things, even though they don't actually have due dates, but they are going to be on the monthly budget. So gotta keep track of that. And I do believe, is that it?
Can that really be it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, because we're not doing savings. We're not doing as many subscriptions.
Well, savings is never on the calendar because savings don't have a due date.
Right. Okay. But also school's going to be over by then, and that also can impact things. I'm just not used to it being this empty to start.
Yeah. I mean,
there are worse problems.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's actually missing is the car wash. And that's because
they're being weird.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's the 29th. It's due on the 29th. And then rent isn't there because we're not paying rent this month. We just have the mortgage next month.
Still?
So there's two things that are normally on the calendar that aren't this time.
Interesting juxtaposition. Just before this, we had May, which is a magic month, which for us means 3 paychecks in 1 month. And now this. Funny how that works out.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
But at the end of the day, what is most important is that we are still keeping track of things, that we are writing it down so that we can do this intentionally.
Indeed. So now let us highlight. Okay, so we're going to start with inflow because don't want to forget that. So we got his pay and her pay here and his pay and her pay. Oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot our savings account interest. So this is his savings account interest. And on the 23rd is her interest. So my savings account interest. Okay. I knew I forgot something. I was like, that can't be it. Okay. So we have this for inflow as well. And that, actually, so one thing to keep in mind, because the tenant that we have upstairs has subsidized housing, her portion of the rent is still due on the 1st, even though the government's portion of the rent is not going to be paid on the 1st. So that's still a requirement. So we need to talk to them about that.
Yes.
So we're going to put this as...
It's important for everyone to be on the same page.
Yes. And she needs to know, how to pay us. Okay, so we're just going to put tenant there. So there's no confusion as far as rent is concerned because it is rent, but it's from the tenant. So that is inflow. So rent on the 1st. And I think that's it for inflow. Okay. Next comes his expenditures. So his expenditures are kid copay, kid insurance, internet, kid copay, S&M, kid copay, heating, student loans, and electric. And then my expenditures are in pink, and I have Netflix, YouTube, Fabulous.
And for the record, this blue, his blue, hers pink, was purely coincidental. It was actually unrelated to our gender identities.
Yes, it was literally just an aesthetic thing that I chose because I wanted there to be a flow of the colors on the next page, and that's literally it. Okay. And then the flooring, locksmith, and plumber is going to come from savings, so that is going to be highlighted in yellow. Okay, so that is it for our budget calendar for the month of June. There are question marks, and this is a little chaotic, partially because like bills are changing over. We're like in flux right now.
The ground is shifting beneath us.
Indeed. So if this at all helps you, especially if you're moving and you're trying to think like, how are you going to set this up? How are you going to keep track of things? I think a budget calendar helps greatly. Once we get due dates for the new bills, we are going to put them on the calendar, which is going to make it look a little messier, but it'll be okay because we really can't miss due dates. For some things, we're going to have to set up auto pay still. And, there's changes. Everything's changing. But that's it. That's all. I think we're good to go. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, which will be the actual monthly budget.
And just like I always say, budget beats broke every time.
And never forget that you deserve financial stability. And I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.